I'm Ben Hooper, and this is Weekend Odds and Ends, a special Friday edition of the Odd News Minute for September 13th, 2024. Welcome to Weekend Odds and Ends, our weekly roundup of the missed odd-portunities that didn't quite make this week's podcasts. First up, the Journal of Improbable Research announced this year's Ig Nobel Prize winners, including a team who researched mammals that breathe through their butts. The 34th First Annual Ig Nobel Prize ceremony, a tongue-in-cheek celebration of unusual scientific achievements, was held Thursday at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The ceremony, inspired by but not affiliated with the Nobel Prizes, featured 10 prizes being awarded. This year's Peace Prize was posthumously awarded to B.F. Skinner for his 1960 research into whether live pigeons could be housed inside missiles to guide their flight paths. The Botany Prize went to Jacob White and Felipe Yamashita for finding evidence that some real plants imitate the shapes of neighboring artificial plastic plants. The Anatomy Prize went to a team of scientists from France and Chile for studying whether the hair on the heads of most people in the Northern Hemisphere swirls in the same direction, clockwise or counterclockwise, as hair on the heads of most people in the Southern Hemisphere. This year's Medicine Prize went to a team of researchers for demonstrating that fake medicine that causes painful side effects can be more effective than fake medicine that does not cause painful side effects. The Ig Nobel Physics Prize was presented to James C. Lau for his research into the swimming abilities of a deceased trout. The Physiology Prize was presented to a team of US and Japanese researchers for discovering that many mammals are capable of breathing through their anus. The Probability Prize went to University of Amsterdam researcher Frantisek Bartos and his team for studying the results of 350,757 coin flips and determining coins are slightly more likely to land on the same side they started from. The Chemistry Prize went to researchers Tess Hieremans, Antoine Deblay, Daniel Bond, and Sander Woderson for using chromatography to separate drunk and sober worms. Saul Justin Newman was awarded the Demography Prize for his research finding that many of the people famous for having the longest lives lived in places that had lousy birth and death record keeping. The final award, the Biology Prize, was given to Fordyce Eli and William E. Peterson for their 1941 research that involved exploding a paper bag next to a cat that's standing on the back of a cow to explore how and when cows spew their milk. Moving on from weird science to a rated appliance, a California cabin's security camera recorded video of a bear burglar wandering through the residence and stealing from a refrigerator. Scott Cloutier shared video showing the bear that broke into a South Lake Tahoe cabin earlier this month. The bear opened the fridge in the cabin's kitchen and made a snack out of a bottle of jelly. It was unclear just how the furry felon got into the cabin. Speaking of snacks, a pair of South African farmers harvesting their crops made a startling discovery, a record-breaking plum weighing in at 16.3 ounces. Dean and Dion Barnard, owners of the Opie Plaza Borderie Farm, said they never set out to break records with their plums. Dean Barnard said, "The record plum came off a commercial tree with about 150 plums on it. I didn't do any special preparations to get it this big." He theorized that the plum crop benefited from the unique climate in the area. The plum is 3.8 ounces heavier than the previous record holder, which was grown in Japan in 2021. The farmers said they actually harvested several plums larger than the previous record holder. The 16.3 ounce fruit was simply the largest of the bunch. And finally, in other fruit news, commuters on a California highway were given ample reason to whine earlier this week when a semi-truck covered the roadway in crushed grapes, creating a literal traffic jam. The California Highway Patrol said the crash involving two semis and a pickup truck caused one of the big rigs to spill its load of grapes onto Highway 165, north of Bradbury Road in Merced County, around 11:35 a.m. Wednesday. The grapes were crushed by passing vehicles, creating a slippery mess across the roadway. The highway was closed in both directions between Bradbury Road and Harding Road while crews worked to clear the wreckage wreckage and the spilled fruit. CHP officials said no injuries were reported in the crash. The cause remains under investigation, but alcohol was not believed to be a factor. Although, given enough time, it could become one. To be clear, that was a joke about grapes becoming wine. We do have fun here. Please tell your friends about this podcast. For these stories and more national, international, sports, entertainment, science, and odd news from United Press International, visit UPI.com.